All right, so it is Sunday. I'm trying to figure out how I'm going to watch the Steelers in the garage, and I'm not looking very successful at this point. I guess no one expects much of them, so they're not the go-to game of the week for regions that might not otherwise be engaged. However, Panthers are getting some attention this year because of their new quarterback. They're playing a team that's getting some attention because of their new quarterback, and so I'm not gonna win that battle. It looks like. I was kind of taken back in time a little bit this morning. I recognize the significance of this date. 9/11 is one of those things that nobody, I would hope, would ever forget, and it's one of those kind of things where you remember where you were and what you were doing when the towers fell. At the time, not going too far back to set this up, I after the separation of me and my ex-wife, I was living at home, and I worked second shift, so that meant that while the rest of the house had gotten up and gone about their ways, my father to work, my mother to work, her mother with her, because at that time she had come to live in this house as well, with some pretty significant, some dementia had set in, and she needed the help that my mother was giving her. So my mother cleaned houses at the time, and so she could take my grandmother with her. She could be of help in some situations, and so that was the case. I was sleeping, and the phone ringing, the house phone ringing woke me, and it persisted. Otherwise, I probably in fact did ignore it at least once before it persisted, and I answered it, and it was my father, which kind of surprised me that he would call because, well, I don't know. But he said to me, "Where's your mother?" That was the first thing out of his mouth. I said, "Where's your mother?" I said, "I guess she's at work." Couldn't remember. I don't know if I knew where she was working that day or not. But then he said, "We're under attack." Now that'll wake you up. Turn on the television. So I turned on the TV, and sure enough, it was everywhere. A lot of uncertainty, a lot of grief, a lot of anxiety. That was a big day. I was in my early 30s, and in fact, I was 30. And yeah, it was one of those days you just don't forget. But anyway, that's the significance of this date that will always be in my mind, and I'm sure a lot of others. Unfortunately, some of the feelings of that day regarding our nation and our response to things like this has changed. We've been very fortunate to be able to ignore a lot of threats, and we ignored that one, and we paid for it. I'm scared to think what could be next. I wish that we would maybe take those kind of things a little more seriously and be a little more proactive sometimes, but forget it. So anyway, to entirely change the subject, today's leg day. Yep, doing it, moving it to Sunday. Kind of played around with what day of the week I did what this past couple of weeks. And I think I'm settling on Sunday being leg day. More often than not, I would be out here anyway watching some football. Proper football, maybe American football as well. So I'm not sure exactly how that's going to go. I have found that anything other than cardio gets done better when there's music, not TV. So I don't necessarily want to keep the football game on while I'm doing my weights, because it is a distraction. I said that weird, didn't I? Distraction. But there are no rules. As long as I get my minimums done, row, squat, deadlift, I'm all right. Got my kettlebell work in yesterday. Got a good long row in yesterday. We'll see what today brings. Today might bring a shorter row and then some time on the spin bike later, kind of flush the juices out of those legs and maybe not be so sore. And continuing the mixing up of my rep scheme. So last leg day was a 4x8 set on the squats and then a pyramid of deadlifts. And today we're going to reverse that. Don't want to get my body in the habit of doing the same exact thing every time in the same exact order, and I have been bad about always doing squats first and then deadlifts. And while there are some good reasons for that, there's probably a fair number of reasons to reverse that periodically. So today might be that day. Don't know that there are going to be any kind of non-traditional things going on weightlifting wise, kettlebell, any of that kind of stuff. Probably not today. I may get out the monkey feet, monkey claws, whatever you call them. And if I can figure out a way to show you those, I will. Maybe even get out some sandbags and do a little something different in that regard. Get the chest thumping a little bit. So that's all for now. I am going to figure out what the hell I'm going to do and what the hell I'm going to watch while I row. And I'll probably check back in later. Thanks. Alright, so it is 9:45. I did my leg workout today. There is a short of my deadlifts. Fidgety. Sorry, I've been fidgeting around forever. Steelers won. Happy about that. I ate the leftover chili from yesterday. That was just wonderful. And I think I'm ready for bed. I'm ready for a shower. I'm ready for bed. Sunday night football game doesn't interest me that much. I can watch it in bed if I want to. So this week is kind of an off week for me. I think I work one day. Like maybe Thursday. No, I don't work Thursday. I think I work an extra day this week. I better double check that, but I think it's Wednesday. And so that'll kind of mess up my laundry routine, but don't know what they're doing with the Champions League. I don't expect it to be delayed or anything because of the Queen dying. I would imagine that Spurs will play Tuesday like they're scheduled. Hope they come to some sort of resolution on this issue with a very congested schedule anyway. And we need to get these games in. This is the best team I've seen at Spurs for most of the time that I've been a fan of theirs. Expectations are high. It'd be nice to win some silverware this year. Tomorrow, being the day after leg day, I really am not sure what I'm going to do. Might just take it easy and see how I feel and maybe try to get some, I think chest is up next. Either way, try to get some weights in tomorrow. Chest or back, either way, I kind of don't care. And probably some weighted walks or something, I don't know. Maybe I'll just go for a walk tomorrow. But I got the contractor coming to work on the deck, hopefully around 8:30, they said. I just want it done. I just want this to be over. I don't want it to cost any more. Anyway, maybe this week I need to start, like I said before, working on some stories for you, give you some background on some of the things about me you may not know. New? No. And, yeah, I'll start working on that. But in the meantime, check out the short I posted about an hour or so ago. Like and subscribe. Pass me around to your friends. I only need uh, 988 more subscribers. Oh my god, YouTube is so funny. That's all. See ya.